Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Why I Create podcast. I am your host David Hay, and today we are diving into the world of an artist who has been turning heads with his magnetic sound. If you haven't heard his latest single yet and are ready for some good music, stay tuned till the end of the episode. John is carving out his own lane in the indie pop scene by blending emotional storytelling with modern production in a way that feels both intimate and bold. So grab your headphones, turn the volume up, and get ready. We're going one-on-one with John Thornton right here on the Why I Create podcast.
Hi, my name is John Thornton. I'm a pop artist living in LA, and I'm very excited to be a part of this podcast. Thank you so much for having me. Something that inspires me and lifts my spirits is definitely exercise. I love going on hikes in the mountains or running at the beach or taking dance classes. I always feel so much more confident and creative and just ready to take on the day when I've been active. I mainly make dance pop music for my artist project. I do a lot of other genres as well, but the 3 songs I have out right now all fall under that dance pop umbrella. So if you think Tate McRae, Justin Bieber, kind of those vibes.
That little snippet of your song Wannabe we just heard a couple seconds ago does have that similar feel to it. Very dancey pop kind of vibe. It's the kind of track that makes people move, maybe even feel a little lighter. With your music having that kind of impact, I'm curious, what's the most rewarding thing you've experienced because of music?
The most rewarding thing I've experienced because of what I do is the fact that random people on social media care about me and care about my music. I don't take that for granted at all. And even though I'm just kind of getting started in the social media world, it's been really rewarding, to have people who watch my TikTok lives every night or listen to my songs and tell me they love them. I really appreciate that, and I hope to keep connecting with more people.
Well, you have been very consistent with your posting and lives. I've hopped into your lives many times, and every day I see multiple new posts from you. When you put out Wannabe in March, it was almost exactly a year to the day that you put out your first song. Obviously, you have been making music in the last couple of years. How and when did you get involved in creating songs?
This is a bit of a hard question to answer because I've been creating all my life in some way. But when I was younger, I was really into creative writing. I wrote a lot of poems. I actually wrote 2 books. And in elementary school, I started doing choir and musical theater and continued that through high school. So that's where I discovered my love of singing and performing. So over time, my love of writing and my love of singing and performing naturally meshed, and I started writing songs and ended up going to college at USC and getting involved in the music industry program there. And at the time, I still really had no idea what kind of music I wanted to make or how I wanted to sound as an artist. But I met a lot of creatives, and just through the process of meeting those people and taking classes and continuing to work on writing songs, I gradually figured out my own sound, and around 2 years or a year and a half ago is when I really started getting into producing and making my own demos. And that's when I really started to envision myself as the artist that I am today. And now I continue to write and produce as well as working with other producers. And I just want to keep the good vibes going. So stay tuned.
So really it was a journey to where you are now in terms of creativity and personal growth. Your socials are growing and you have a good number of streams to your name. What drives you to keep creating even when it feels like no one pays attention?
I think this is a really important question for anyone who creates to consider. I would say you just have to love it so much that it doesn't matter how many people see it, how many people listen to it, or even what their reactions are. It just has to be so fulfilling and enriching for you, just the process of doing it, that it's worth it even if no one pays attention. So I would say the reason that I keep creating, even if I might not get as many views as I wanted on something or as many listens or what have you, is just because I love it so much and I love the music I make. And I love singing, I love writing, I love producing. And it brings me so much joy and fulfillment that even if no one ever listened to another song that I made, I'd be a little sad, but it would be fine because I love it. And if I love the song, that's what matters.
Honestly, that's a great answer. We as artists should be proud of our work. And that pride should not come from what other people say about it or how much interaction we get from others. This idea leads very well into my next question. The question simply says, what are you most proud of?
I feel like I could take this question very broadly, or I could just take it in terms of my music. I think I'm just going to say in terms of my music. I think the thing that I'm the most proud of is just the fact that there are people out there that have been positively impacted by my art in some way. You know, whether that just means it makes them happy and it makes them want to dance, or it's cathartic and it helps them get through something. I just want to continue having a positive impact on people who listen to my music, whatever that looks like. And that makes me very proud.
That is definitely something you should be proud of. It's clear there is a lot of heart behind what you do. I'm curious, who are some of your musical influences? Like, who helped shape that sound or inspired you along the way?
There are so many musical influences that I could mention, but for time's sake, I'll just name a couple. Tate McRae is a big one for me right now. I really admire the fact that she can sing and dance and put on a full live show that is super high energy and super entertaining. And the fact that she just has the stamina to get through that. And also, she makes bangers, obviously. And then another one that I would mention is Kid Bloom. I discovered him recently, and I think that his production is so cool and inventive and just easy to listen to and is really fitting my summer vibes right now. So those are definitely two that I would mention. And then lastly, I think I would have to mention Justin Bieber. I feel like he kind of created the prototype of the modern male pop star, at least for my childhood. So I'm very inspired by him. And yeah, those are some musical influences of mine.
Is there any past experience that highly influences your art?
I think all of my experiences influence my art in some way. I think one thing that probably influenced it was growing up, especially in my teenage years and stuff. I sometimes felt a bit like an odd man out, and like I didn't quite fit in perfectly to the environment that I grew up in, which obviously a lot of people have felt that way, so I'm not unique in that at all. But I think sometimes when I'm making art, I think like, what would me during that time need to hear, or what's a song that would make that version of me feel better and want to dance and not care about anything that they were going through. So, I think when I mentioned earlier, like, I just want my music to bring people like joy and then also catharsis, like just make them feel uplifted and like they can just get out whatever ish they're going through.
Now, looking a few years into the future, are you where you want to be, or is there a higher goal?
I'm very happy with where I am right now. I feel really blessed that I get to create and that there are people who care about it and that my music has found the ears of some cool new people. But obviously, like anybody, I do have higher goals. I want to continue growing my audience and getting my music to new people, and also just growing as an artist and continuing to try new things and push the envelope and express myself and my story in cool, interesting ways. I think, I definitely want to start incorporating more visuals and doing some live performing and obviously releasing new songs. So there's always more to do. I'm sure any creative will relate to that. You never quite feel like you've reached that threshold that you want to, but yeah, I do think I want to appreciate where I am right now and the beauty of that and the opportunities for growth that are still there.
You mentioned earlier that there are people out there who you've impacted positively through your music. In general, what do you hope listeners take away from your music?
I want people to have whatever experience they want to have with my music, but I want them to feel more confident and empowered after they've listened to it. That could be, I'm already having a great time and now I'm having an even better time, or I'm having a really hard time and now I feel like I was able to process something that I'm going through, or I feel empowered and I feel ready to deal with it. I just want them to feel better or feel like they learned something or experienced something new. And yeah, my Spotify bio is Chasing Pop Euphoria, which sounds a little corny saying it out loud, but I want to make pop music that makes people feel euphoric.
Thank you so much for sharing, John. I always like to give artists an opportunity to advertise a project or anything else that they are working on or have already released. So if you have anything like that, feel free to talk about it.
Thank you for giving me a second to plug my things. So I have a song called Wannabe that came out in March that you can listen to anywhere you stream music, and I hope you'll check it out and that you enjoy it. All of my social media is It's John Thornton. I post a lot of singing videos and snippets of my music. I do TikTok live streams every night, so if you want to hear me sing and play and get to know me a little bit better, that's a great place to do so. And lastly, I have a lot of cool new music in the works, and we'll definitely be putting out a song this summer, so I hope that you'll stay tuned for that. And that's all I have. Yeah, thank you so much for listening.
That was John Thornton. Thank you so much for listening. But wait, before you go, after every artist interview, I always like to play a track from their discography, and this episode is no different. This track is Wannabe, which was released March 28th of this year, 2025. This song has been mentioned throughout the episode, so I'm sure you are not surprised that this is the one I picked. This song is really good and definitely needs your full attention, so make sure to put on your headphones or put both earbuds in, and let's take a listen. Here is Wannabe by John Thornton.
Always watching for me, trying to see what I'll do next, like a faded copy. Imitate what I do best, keeping tabs all on me, making notes on every move, taking vibes all off me, but it could never be you. I know I get you going, I know I'm on your mind, but I won't stop for no one, knowing it's my time. I'm a wave in motion, flowing in the right, every door is open, and I'm getting right. You wanna a chance with me? I'll just sit back and watch you feed. You for the moment, you won't get a glance from me. You're just the one I wanna be. Wanna be, wanna be, wanna be. Now you're uninvited. I left my location on, just so you could see the rooms I'm in now that you're gone. Found a crowd to roll with, all got something that we share. We're so over it, better when you're not there. I know it drives you crazy, and I'm doing fine, but I won't stop for no one, knowing it's my time. You wanna a chance with me? I'll just sit back and watch you feed. You for the moment, you won't get a glance from me. You're just the one I wanna be. Wanna be, wanna be,
That was Wannabe by John Thornton. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did. If you're looking for some good, soft, cinematic, instrumental sort of music, check out my EP called You Are Greater Than Time by David Hay. You, the greater sign, time, period, by David Hay. Make sure to follow John Thornton on Instagram and TikTok. You can also get his music anywhere you listen. Also, go ahead and follow this podcast on Instagram. This has been the Why Crate Podcast. I'm your host, David Hay. See you next time.